Hi everyone, welcome to RogersActingTips.com. Roger Kern here, today talking about something that happened to me just yesterday, a rather interesting little event. I ran into two of my former students, younger students, and a couple of really nice young people that I have not had the pleasure of working with before, and they literally grilled me about all the actors that they knew. What about this one? What about her? What about him? Are they good actors? And all of them, all of the names that they brought up were big stars. You know, well-known names, people that you would recognize immediately. And yes, some of them may not be your favorite actors. Others are your favorite actors. But the point is, and I want to make this very clear because I say this to all of my students anyway, you can't get to a position of being an established star that has endured a period of time upholding a successful career without having something that is very appealing to a certain group of people, if not everybody, if not universally. But one thing they all have in common is the ability to use your imagination to bring you on a trip with them. But I got to thinking about, what is it that makes people think maybe this person is not so good, or that person is not so good, or this guy's great, or this guy's never bad, but this guy, you never know. And that's true. I mean, but those are our assessments of their work, our assessments. And everybody, but everybody, non-actors and actors, and the grocer and the gasoline station attendant and the guy parking cars and the bartenders, everybody has an opinion about actors. And everybody is kind of an expert. And that's real easy to understand if you really think about it. Why? Because the product in acting is us. It's us. It's people. And since we're all people, we all think we know all about it. And that can be very misleading. Because until you've actually tried acting, you think it's a lot simpler than it is. Because once you try it, you understand that it's a lot harder than you think. And the truth is, if it was as easy as everybody might think, and therefore expect perfect performances from everybody all the time, then everybody would be doing it, of course, because everybody wants to be a star on some level anyway, and if it was easy to become a movie star, well, that's a pretty glamorous life, isn't it? So I got to thinking, how can I serve best about talking about well-established actors that you see and get you to see the value in what they do and what makes them unique, and apply it to my new acting course, the acting formula. And, you know, I call it the acting formula because I really want to remind myself to remind you continually, never let me forget this, please, there is no one acting formula. And I purposely called it that because there's no secret formula. The one most effective formula you'll ever have for acting is the one that you create for yourself to use and continue building upon it to use. Granted, there are fundamentals that everybody must be aware of to approach the craft of acting. That's what Acting Formula 101 is, the course that I teach, or that I have available on my website, and will also teach from if we work together. But I'm going to try to explain how these stars apply to these classes. And I'm going to talk about Brad Pitt today. because I like Brad Pitt very much, and I think a lot of people like Brad Pitt. I think he's a wonderful actor, and he's a big star, no doubt. But what I appreciate mostly about Brad's work is his ability to create characters. Now, that might surprise you because he is a very beautiful male specimen. I know the women are crazy for him for sure, but let's think about it. Like Meet Joe Black, for instance. He played a very appealing leading young gentleman. But then a shade different from that was like In a River Runs Through It, where he really got the grit of a mountain boy, a mountain-grown fisherman, outdoorsman, and had that grit of kind of a character that grew up in the woods kind of guy, and not a smooth leading man. But even go further, like in Thelma and Louise, where he played a thief. He played a cowboy thief, kind of a redneck rodeo kind of guy that was a thief. He also had a wonderful stint in a thing called True Romance, where he played a marijuana stoner that was so altered in his consciousness that when the robbers or the mafia or the hitmen gang came into him, he was actually entertained wildly because he couldn't believe they were these powerful looking scary mafia types right in front of him. He thought it was phenomenal. That's interesting work to me because Brad, as neutral Brad, really kind of presents a very nice, good-looking young gentleman. Now look at him in Snatch. The character that he created in Snatch, the fighter, with that very bizarre kind of Scottish-Irish accent that we couldn't really understand, really, but it was very authentic, and we bought it. How does that apply to the acting formula? Well, in the course, I would stress characterization right off the bat. How does he derive at these people? Well, first of all, he has a wonderful ability to observe, and then to envelope. And what do I mean by that? Please look into the Acting Formula 101. And I will give you an exercise that will explain that to you and let you experience the difference between enveloping someone and mimicking them. Mimicking is very important sometimes in acting, but if you're really creating a character, you're becoming that person or that character. And if that's true, you need to step inside them. So, how does that done? Well, there are exercises to develop the ability to do that. And that is something that is shared in the Acting Formula 101. So, if you are interested in studying about that, and if you are reflecting on Brad Pitt now, after I've talked about him quite a bit, and you see that he is indeed a genuine character actor, not just a leading guy, not just a pretty face, as they say. And he certainly has that too. So he's a big star. He has a lot. And if you're interested in learning about that, please take a look at my new course, the Acting Formula 101. It's got things to do with observation. Obviously, some emotional memory and sense memory is involved in playing those guys, but the most important thing right off the bat is the character work, what he does to become that other being that is not Brad Pitt, but the character he's portraying. If you go to the website rogersactingtips.com, make sure that you send me an email when you subscribe for free, and I will send you a coupon code that you can apply for a 10% discount on all the products. And I hope to hear from you soon. Once again, I'm Roger Kern from rogersactingtips.com. I'm very grateful to have you here. Thank you for listening. Hopefully I'll see you soon.